Okay, so this is the second part in section 7, okay? We talk about the percent change, okay? Most of the questions from the percentage change are words problems, okay, words problems. So, yeah, it says, relative change is a percentage increase. When the relative change is percentage increase, added to 100%. Relative change is percent decrease, subtract it from 100%. Okay, so what does this gray box telling us? Okay, I'm going to ask a volunteer to read this example for us. Okay, yeah, this 3 lines, paragraph, and also this 1 line. Okay, any volunteer who haven't read yet? Lauren?
What part? Okay.
Page 97. Oh, 79. Sorry.
For example, the ethanol rate in Gary is 25% more than in Muncie, where it is at $635. How do we find the rental rate in Gary? You will answer this question below. First, let's focus on the 25% more part of the statement. If Gary's rate is 25% more than Muncie's, then Gary's rate is 100 plus 25% of rental rates in Muncie.
Okay, very good. Thanks. Okay, so we want to compute this type of the problem saying Gary's rate, okay, rental rate is 25% more than Muncie. Okay, it says, okay, then it's equivalent to what? Gary's rental rate, okay, is 125% of, okay, so 25% more is equivalent to what? Add 25 to the 100% give us 125% of the rental rate in Muncie. Okay, see, so that's why in the gray box it says when the change, relative change, when the percentage is a percent increase, we add it to the 100%. When the relative change is a percent decrease, we subtract it from the 100%. Okay, so here this table, okay, is telling us, okay, if we have a p% less than something, it's equivalent to 100 minus p% of. Okay, so the example, my salary is 10% less than yours. So my salary should be what? 90% of yours, right? Because mine is 10% less. Okay, so 10% less.
In that case, you'd be in the
equals 90% of. Okay, well, 25% decrease is equivalent to what? How much percent of? Subtract the 25% from 100% give us what? 75% of. I was just giving an example, okay? Means some percent less is equivalent to 100 minus that percent off. Okay, so 30% lower is equivalent to what? How much percent off? 70%, 60% less. 100 minus 60, 40% of. Okay, yeah. So you may not quite understand this, but later when we do the practice questions, you will feel, oh, this is 10% less or 15% less. It's equivalent to 100 minus that percent off. How about p% more than? We add the p% to this 100%, okay? Give us a total percentage, okay? So 10% more than is equivalent to 110% of. How about 18% greater than? 118, right? Of. How about 50% increase? 150, 100% increase. Yeah, add 100 by 100, 200% of. Okay, in this table, they're using different words and phrases. Less than, decrease, lower than. That means what? Less than, right? Decrease, okay? More than, greater than, increase. This gives us the, idea about what? More, right? Get more, okay? More than, okay? All right, guys. Let's look at the practice problems, okay? So this example 1 and 2 on page 79, I want you to try them by yourself, okay? So the examples we will do, okay, I will pick up 4 questions from the connect part. We'll do those problems, okay? So on page 80, guys, let's try question 1. I will ask the student to read this question, and then we will work on the question together, okay? So, Irma, can you read question 1 for us?
Jerry is currently earning $20 an hour in his job. He was just informed that he will get a 15% increase of his current wages. How much will he be earning?
Okay, very good. This is a really good news. He's currently earning $20 an hour. He will get a raise by 15%. How much will he be earning? How do we solve this problem? Percentage problem, remember? We did we learned something before, right? We could build a proportion, right? Or we could just use the knowledge we use an equation, right, to solve percentage problem, okay? Now, which method do you want to use? Proportion or proportion? Okay. So for proportion, in this problem, we compare what? Two quantities, right? One quantity is what? The current earning an hour, okay? The other quantity is what? Future earning, right? After the release, what will be his earning, okay? So to build a proportion, we can do it like this, okay? So if currently he's earning 100%, this is current. The new percentage will be 15% more than 100, right? So do we add 15% to the 100 or do we subtract? Add. So 100 plus 15, 115. This is will be what? Newly earning, right? Newly earning. Well, these are the percentage would compare with the current job and also the newly earning. On the other side, we do the specific value, right? So we also know that the current earning is $20. Where do we put the $20? On the top or bottom? Why? Because that's current earning, right? This is current. On the top, we want to find what? How much will he be earning? We don't know. Let it to be X. This is a proportion. Let's solve for X. So X will equals cross multiplying 20 by 115 and divide by this number 100. Can you please tell me what you get? $23. Wow, good. $3 more per hour. That's good. Okay. So this is by using the proportion to solve the problem. Do we have the other method to solve the same problem? Currently earning $20. Get 15% more, which is 115% off. So I would say method 2, if this is method 1, okay, method 2 will be use the $20 times by what? 115%. Yeah, 115% of the current earning, which is $20. So this is $20 times by what? What is 115% in decimal number? 1.15. So use a calculator times this. I believe we'll still get $23. Either way, a lot of people feel comfortable by using the proportion, but some students may prefer to use the second method. Either way you feel comfortable, you use it. Okay, you don't have to do both. Yeah, so pretty much we do what? If we're using the proportion, we know what is our reference percentage, what is the newer percentage. This newer percentage may be more than 100, maybe less than. Depends on whether we have an increase of the percent or we have a decrease of the percent. Okay. All right, so let's move on to page 81. Okay. Well, here we are going to do 3 more problems. Question 3, 5, and 7. See, I pick up those odd numbers of the problem and you do the rest. Okay. All right, question 3. I'm hoping after we do all of these practice problems, you feel much more comfortable by doing them by yourself later. Okay. So question 3, I'm going to ask the volunteer to read it. Kathleen, you are next. Okay. Damon.
He paid $350 for an iPad. Elaine claims that 20% more than she paid for her Samsung tablet. How much did Elaine pay? Does subtracting 20% of $350 from $350 give the same result?
Okay, thanks. Peter paid this much for an iPad. Elaine claims that was 20% more than her. What does that refers to? We have to read the question carefully. This is confusing sometimes, okay? Peter paid $350 for his iPad. Elaine claims that was 20% more than she paid for her own. That refers to whose iPad? Peter or Elaine? Pete, okay? So it's like you have an iPad for $350. I claim that yours,
That's the reference.
yeah, is Peter's iPad is a reference, okay? Is 20% more than mine, which is Elaine, okay? So that refers to Peter's iPad. This is really a key for the question because a lot of times if we don't read the question carefully, we would say, oh, Elaine's iPad is 20% more than Pete, right? But it's not that. Peter's is 20% more than Elaine's, right? How much did Elaine pay for her iPad? Now, whose iPad is a reference? Pete, right? Pete. So Chris just said Peter's iPad is a reference. So usually we put Peter's iPad, the reference on the bottom. You can put it on the top and compare. That's also fine, okay? So this is Peter's, okay? Pete's, okay? Peter's. If Peter's iPad is 100, that's a reference. Oh, Peter's iPad was 20% more than Elaine paid. So who's the reference? Elaine, okay, sorry, yeah, that refers to Pete, but it said Pete was 20% more than Elaine, okay, so Elaine, sorry, my bad. So, Elaine, okay, how do you pronounce this name? Elaine or Elaine? Elaine? I called it Elaine, but, okay, Elaine, 100, Chris? Because it says that, which is Peter's iPad, was 20% more than. After the more than or less than, the following, this will be the reference, okay? So that's the reference, which is Elaine's, okay? And then Peter's is 20% more than Elaine, right? So Peter should be what? 120 as percentage, 120% of Elaine's. Okay, and then on the other side we do prices. Make sure that on the top we have Pete, on the bottom we have what? Elaine. So where should we put it? 350?
Top.
On top. And then Elaine would do no X. Okay, cross multiplying, so for X will be 350 times by 120. I do it directly, okay? 350 times 120, 100, sorry. And then divide by what? 120, okay? Elaine's iPad should be less expensive.
$291.67.
Okay, $291.67. Does everybody get the same answer? Okay, see, hers is cheaper. Okay, it's cheaper. All right, question B. Does subtracting 20% of 350 from 350 give the same result? Let's compute. Subtracting 20% of 350 from 350. Subtracting this is actually 350 times minus 0.2 times 350. Do the calculation. What do you get? 280. So do we have the same result? No. Do you know why we do not get the same result? From this calculation, we're using what? Peter's iPad is 20% more than Elaine. So the reference is what? Elaine. The question B, 20% of 350 subtract from 350. Whose iPad is a reference from this problem? Pete. So that's why we cannot use this part B, this calculation, to get Elaine's iPad price. No, okay? We should only do it in this way. This is a correct answer. Okay? Some people may choose to do the calculation like this. Okay, 20% more. So we do 20% less. Okay, so 350 times by 80% give us 280. No, because in this question, Pete become reference, but it should be what? Elaine. Okay, Elaine is a reference. Okay, so this is the correct way to do the problem. This is not. Everybody clear about question 3? Can we move on to question 5? Yep. Okay, question 5. Damon, your turn.
About
5.
The take-home pay is $1,443, and 22% was withheld from taxes. What's the gross pay?
Okay, very good. Thanks. This is a really interesting problem because we can compute that, for gross pay and then after the tax withhold our take-home pay. Okay. So in this question, we have a take-home pay. We want to find our gross pay, right? And then we know 22% was withheld in taxes. Now let me ask you this relationship. We have a gross pay, we have a take-home pay. Take-home pay is after the tax. After you pay the tax, that's your take-home. Gross pay is the amount of money where your salary before tax, right? Without the tax withhold. Okay. So now for this problem, how can we do the proportion to solve the problem? How many quantities we're comparing? Take-home pay, gross pay, right? which one do you want to consider it is a reference for us? Or like a sample, reference.
Take home pay?
Take home, you want to use this is our 100%.
Yes.
So take home is 22% withheld in tax. So that means take home pay is what? 22% less
Okay.
than your gross pay. Because from your gross pay, that 100%, 22% goes to tax. The rest part goes to your take home. Okay? So which column do you want to consider A is our reference? Gross pay or take home pay? We want to consider your gross pay as our reference 100% because that's our original amount of money. So for this 100% gross pay, part of the gross pay goes to tax. How much percent? 22%. Now I'm asking you, how much percent will goes to your take-home pay?
78%.
Yes. So 100 minus 22 gave us what? Oh, 78% of your gross pay will be take-home. That makes sense, guys? Now you're clear about this comparison between percentage, between take-home and gross pay. Do you know how to fill out the left side? Make sure they're consistent, okay? Gross pay is still on the bottom, and then take-home. On the top. Should we put this number on top or bottom? Top. And we don't know the gross pay, which is X. And I want you to solve for X. $18.50? Wow. If you have a gross pay of $18.50 after the tax, you only take home $14.43. Does it make sense from this calculation? Yes. Okay. If your calculation, after you calculate the gross pay, you get an even smaller number than your take home, that doesn't make sense. Your gross pay must be more than your take home, right? Okay. All right. So this is question 5. Any question from question 5? No. And then the last one on this page. Okay, I'm going to ask another volunteer reading. Who hasn't read yet? Everybody read? You guys read, right? Morgan?
I read, but I can read again.
Yeah, read again, please.
The Hunger Games Catching Fire earned $425 million at the box office in 2013. That is 32% more than Fast and Furious 6. Estimate how much Fast and Furious 6 made at the box office in 2013.
Okay, very good, thanks. I will give you a couple minutes to try to build the proportion. Then I'll ask you to tell me how to do it. Think about which are the two movies, right? Compare. And then which movie will be considered to be the reference one? answer this question or give us some hint? Nobody? Helen? Are you ready?
So, tell me about the proportions.
Yeah. 425 over x,
And then 132 over 100.
132 out of 100. So 422 is which movie? Cat Fair, right? Cat Fair. So what is your x? Fast and Furious 6, right? So you put the Cat and Fair on the top and then Furious on the bottom, right?
Right.
And then Cat and Fair is 32% more than Fast and Furious 6, right? So on the right, on the bottom is still the Fast and Furious 6. On the top is the Cat and Fair, right? Everybody agree with Kathleen? Okay. And the cross multiplying, we can get x. So what's your result for x?
321.9 million.
Okay, yeah, 321.9 million, you're very right. We have to make sure we keep the units, okay? So it's not just this much of the, in dollars, it's $1 million. Everybody agree with Kathleen? Okay, very good.